What's up, everybody? Glecko here, back with yet another video. So in this video, I wanted to ask the question, right? What would happen if the Magic Knight captains from Black Clover were sent to the world of solo leveling? There was a whole, isekai type thing, and the Magic Knight captains end up in that world. Okay, to set the scenario, it's just Magic Knight captains, so it's going to be Kaiser, anyone who was a captain and only held the rank of captain. So no Julius, because while he was a captain, he would eventually become the Wizard King. We're only talking about the captains here, right? So there's Kaiser, there is Gilderoy Poizot, there's Dorothy, there's Jack, there's Yami, there's William, Nozel, Fuegoleon, Charlotte, and Marileona. So there was the original 9 plus Kaiser and Marileona, basically. I'm trying to make sure I got everything correct. Yep, I believe. Yep. Okay. So 11 the 11 Magic Knight captains go to the world of solo leveling, and they're going to arrive at the time where let's say they arrive once Jinwoo, does it really matter? Well, I don't think it really matters, but we'll just say when Jinwoo has already become a S-Class Mage. So after some of the most recent episodes of solo leveling, but no, but he hasn't gone into the gate with the Hunters Guild. It doesn't really matter. Okay, the 11 Magic Knight captains go to the world of solo leveling. What happens? Well, for starters, how powerful are the Magic Knight captains? Obviously, Jack is the weakest, well, by mana amount. But I do think Kaiser is just the weakest overall. And then we have Marileona, who's the strongest, right? They'd all have to go get evaluated because they would have to, earn some money or something. And the best thing they can do is become hunters. And I think people will find out about these guys pretty quickly. We'll just say there's just this big event, right? And because they're dressed funny, yeah. So people, okay, whatever. We're not gonna worry about that too much. We're not gonna worry about that. So they get sent to the world of solo leveling. What do? They try to become hunters. They go get evaluated. Now, I do think they could be evaluated because they have people. The hunters in solo leveling do have mana. They themselves use mana, as well as the Magic Knight captains. And I guess mana's the same. So if they all get evaluated, right? Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, and we're gonna I just thought about something. We're gonna use two scenarios. This is gonna be the Magic Knight captains before, at the beginning of the series, and then I'll add something else a little later. But okay, back to what I was saying. Without a shadow of a doubt, each Magic Knight captain is stronger than your basic S-Class, right? So they're stronger than people like Baek Yonho. They're stronger than Join, Chahe, the Japanese hunters, right? They're stronger than them, right? However, when it comes to the national level hunters, I do think they're comparable to maybe slightly weaker than them, right? We know that the Chinese hunters, Liu Zhihao, I'm sorry, I butchered that name. The Chinese hunter, he was able to wipe out a horde of S-Class level ants who escaped the mainland during the Jeju Island raid. He unleashed a blast so powerful it went through part of a went across part of the China coastline or whatever. There's Thomas Andrews, who was fighting with Jinwoo and was actually somewhat holding his own, though Jinwoo hadn't unleashed the full power of the Shadow Army yet. And Jinwoo did ultimately beat him, and Jinwoo wasn't really harmed. So But still, the fact that he was able to, challenge Jinwoo, who was past monarch level, which is like basically god level at this point, very, 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 very strong, right? And I know you're probably gonna talk. Well, wait a minute. What about when Jack used his power to go across the Clover Kingdom? Well, I mean, I don't remember the exact amount, but I kind of lowballed the Chinese hunter Liu's blade attack feat because I don't remember just how big the blast was. So I kind of lowballed here, but I do believe it went all like all across the entirety of the China coastline when he demolished those ants. And again, those were S-ranked ants. So I mean, it was stated that S-ranked beings, like S-ranked hunters, S-ranked monsters, battles between them can level cities. So meh, doesn't really matter. But Jack's blade slice, like his feat where he sliced across the Clover Kingdom, that was kind of much later in the series, towards the end of the series. We know Jack did a little bit of training, and he got much stronger than from the beginning of the series. So, beginning of the series captains are above your basic S classes, but they're low to comparable to the hunter national level hunters, right? Except Mara Leona. I do believe she's the only one who is on par, if not better, than the national level hunters. Okay, so that's the whole power thing. I kind of rambled. Sorry. What happens? Well, they get evaluated. Obviously, they're all found out to be S class, and they go to hunt dungeons. Now, here's what I'm wondering. Like, what do they do after that? Do they form their own guild, or do they join various other guilds? True, there's kind of like a rivalry between some of them, and sometimes they kind of bicker amongst one another. But at the end of the day, Clover Kingdom always sticks together. So I think they would either, if they joined a guild, they'd all work together in one guild. But I don't know, because they might play by another person's rules. I don't know. They might, this is how it is in this world. But it's also possible they create their own guild. It's very highly likely they create their own guild. And that would send shockwaves up and down the world of solo leveling. Firstly, 11 S-class warriors appear at the same time. They all become, and then they all form a guild. They'd be the most powerful guild. Heck, I don't even think a national level hunter in their guild would be able to bring down that guild. But they'd go, and I'm not going to say they put everyone out of business, but that would be a tough guild to top. It's possible they trigger a war, right? Because as we saw in the manhwa, on the story of solo leveling, we saw that the Jeju Island raid, the Japanese were actually kind of using it as a chance to thin out the S-class, to get rid of the S-class warriors from the world of solo leveling. It was from South Korea, South Korea. So they wanted to get rid of Chihei and all of them, which is kind of ironic how that turned out, because the Ant King actually took out most of the Japanese S-class hunters. But it is what it is. So yeah. But basically, other countries would see, holy crap, 11 S-classes. Man, South Korea's military power would instantly be boosted, and it might trigger other countries to attack them. Say maybe, every country would try to poach some of them, like America poached Wang Dosu. But the only person who I could really see being poached off is Gilderoy Poizot. He's the only one who, if they attempted to offer him more power, he'd take it. But they would definitely throw the world into the world would just be turbulent. Now, if we are using the in-game level of the Magic Knight captains, then holy crap, there is not a thing anybody can do against them. But that's kind of boring, so let's not talk about that, because no matter what happens, they can handle anything. But I do know for certain that if they go to that, if the Magic Knight captains ever went to that world, they will become hunters. So they go into different gates and stuff. And honestly, I see somebody like Jack and Yami hearing about Jeju Island, about how tragic it was and how no one could handle it. I see them just popping over to Jeju immediately, and whether they cleared Jeju Island or not, I don't even know. But uh, no, because I don't know. I doubt the other Magic Knight captains would just no. Jeju Island would be cleared because Mary Leona would hear about that and she would go as well. I mean, again, like I said, all of them would stick together, but I mean, if they all went to Jeju Island, I mean, that's a wrap. In terms of like actually using mana and powers, the Magic Knight captains would definitely have the advantage. In solo leveling, there's people who are tanks, people who are mages, and archers and stuff. The Magic Knight captains can kind of do everything. So the Ant King would be a problem, but I think with Mary Leona, the Ant King. Mary Leona plus maybe Fuegoleon, the Ant King is pretty much done. So yeah, that's it. That's what I think. I think if the Magic Knight captains ever went to the world of solo leveling, and let's just say they can't come back, they're going to make a whole new life there. We're going to forget the rules and all that. And we're not. And I should have said this earlier, but we're not going to worry about licked or nothing. It's just about yeah, they'd pretty much they'd be hunters. They'd be S class without a doubt. South Korea would get a massive boost in. South Korea would get a massive boost in military power, or heck, really any country that that the Magic Knight S classes. Any country that the Magic Knight captains land in would get a massive boost in military power. Well, they would and they wouldn't because the Magic Knight captains they wouldn't allow themselves to be used in a fight or used for like political gain and all that. At least I know Mary Leona wouldn't. They'd be hunters. They probably start their own guild. They'd be very successful and they just make a new life. They'd instantly attract attention due to how they're dressed though, because they dress kind of like. Back in the old days, you know what I mean. So the difference in time periods from solo leveling to and Black Clover are vastly different. But as I'm talking about this, I just thought about something. I know one group of enemies they would not be able to beat: the Monarchs. And in fact, the Magic Knight captains would be so powerful. I think it's possible the Monarchs might target them. Say the Frost Monarch and the Beast Monarch. But, they're kind of different though. So I don't see how that, I don't know. Because, both mana is mana, I guess. They use mana to create spells. The mages of solo leveling use mana to cast spells. So I think it'd be kind of the same thing. So it's possible we could see Magic Knight captains getting targeted. But like I said, I think they'd all stick together. So that would be... Could the 11 Magic Knight captains beat a Monarch? That I'm not too sure about. We know S classes are all very powerful, as it's stated that a battle between S classes can change landscapes. But Jack and Yami had a duel and they severed a mountain in their battle. So again, just more proof to the fire that they are, in fact, comparable, if not better than your baseline, your average S classes. Now, how they are towards national levels, I don't know. But that's pretty much that. That's and like I said, it just totally depends, because if we're using the end of series Magic Knight captains, like in the battle against Lucius arc, they are still like people like Yami, Mary Leona, Nozel. They themselves are basically comparable to Monarch level beings themselves. But and so they could pretty much do whatever and be fine. But I don't know if during the invasion, I think more of the enemy forces would be beat, but yeah, I don't like during like the Monarch War. More of the enemy, the Monarch's army will be decimated by the Magic Knight captains, but not even they will be able to stop the Monarchs themselves. But they would definitely save a lot of lives, and the battle wouldn't be so one sided. And Jin Woo probably wouldn't even have to turn back time because a lot more people would survive. But maybe he would, maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to stop on rambling. This is Glecko. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support, and see you next time. Sorry guys, I forgot about one thing. So the guy on this picture, this Christopher Reed, as he's battling the Monarchs, he produced flames that were so powerful, so hot that it took the fire department and top level water mage hunters. They struggled to put out the fire that he left behind. I mean, that level of power is insane. So that's why I'm like, I'm not too sure about the national level hunters versus the Magic Knight captains, because it's a toss up really. It's a toss up. But yeah, all right, now I'm done.